All right, self-improvement. So if you're watching this video, you're most likely on self-improvement already. So you're probably doing meditation, journaling, reading, maybe even cold showers, the usual self-improvement stuff, right? But after some time, you might question, should I take a break? Or should I even back off a little bit? Well, in this video, I want to answer the question, is it okay to take a break on self-improvement, or at least back off a little bit? And to answer that question right up front, well, I don't really have a clear answer. It kind of depends. And that's why you kind of have to keep watching to find out. All right, so first let's just talk about self-improvement in general. Self-improvement is a great thing. It helps us grow, it helps us learn new skills, and it just gets our life on track, especially if our life was pretty bad before. If you were someone like me where all you did was play video games and do nothing to work on yourself, self-improvement is a great thing. However, there is a lot of pressure to maintain that improvement over time. When you've been improving yourself for so long, it can almost feel like a negative thing to just take a little break, maybe play a video game from time to time, or just do a habit that you gave up because of self-improvement. And this pressure can just lead to overexertion, burnout, and this is obviously bad for mental health. And the whole point of self-improvement is to improve mental health. And trust me, the last thing you want on self-improvement is burnout, because then you're really just getting nothing. So that's why we have to kind of strike a balance between self-improvement and everything else in your life. Because remember, self-improvement is just one aspect of your life. Your life is a multi-aspected life. Basically, you got a lot of shit in your life, and self-improvement should only be a small part of it. Now, I know on my YouTube channel, I talk about self-improvement a lot, but I promise you that is not my whole life. But when it comes to debating on whether you should take a break or not, I think you just have to ask yourself, are you doing this break intentionally? Are you taking this break because you actually need to, because you're super busy and swamped at work, or are you just being a lazy bitch? Okay, so if you're just being lazy, get your ass back on the grind. You're not done yet. But if you're actually overexerted because you're working so hard, or you're working on your projects and it's kind of taking over a little bit, okay, maybe it's okay to just back off a little bit, but I genuinely do not think you should just take a break fully. Even when I'm on vacation, I don't like just taking a full break. I mean, I've talked about it in another video, I forgot which one, but basically, I still try my best to read or even just do a quick meditation in the morning before I do my things while I'm on vacation, and I just do my absolute best to do what I can. Let's say I'm staying in a hotel and they got a gym, okay, I'll hit a workout here and there, but I'm not trying to be like perfect. I'm just trying to maintain. I mean, the whole point of taking a break on self-improvement is so that you can recharge and then get right back into it. You're not trying to take a break just because you're lazy, like just taking a break for the sake of taking a break. I mean, I don't know. I really don't think that's necessary. Again, I think it just comes down to intention. And that's probably the most important way to determine if a break is necessary, or maybe you're just kind of being a bitch. I'm not trying to be vulgar. I mean, I love you, man. Don't worry. You're not a bitch, but maybe you are. Nah, you're not. But anyways, I'll be 100% honest. Yeah, taking a break on self-improvement just doesn't make sense. And I think there are two reasons why I think just quitting self-improvement cold turkey is a bad idea. I mean, well, first of all, why would you want to do that? Self-improvement is a lifelong thing. It's not something you just do for a 30-day challenge. Like, I meditated for 30 days and this is what happened. No, meditation is one of those things that you ideally do for the rest of your life. And you don't just do it for doing it. You do it to clear your mind, to think better, to think more clearly, to make bigger decisions easier. You do meditations for a whole host of reasons. It's not just some challenge you do. But back to the two reasons why I think you shouldn't quit. Let's start with the first one, and that one is momentum. Do you remember the first time you ever did any self-improvement activity? It probably took a ton of willpower, and you didn't do it consistently right away. You had to build up to it. Do you really want to just take a huge break on self-improvement and then have to do that all over again? And I personally have a hard time trying to rebuild momentum, especially with things like self-improvement or even YouTube. I mean, I took a break on YouTube and it took me a long time to get back into it. So that's why I'd rather just keep a constant routine that I can at least follow to a bare minimum. And then if I need to scale back, great. There have been times where I was on vacation for like a week and I couldn't do much, but I could still do something. Or I was really swamped at work, but I could still do something. Maybe I gotta cut my meditation down to just like 5 minutes, or my workouts have to be shorter, and that's fine, as long as you're still doing the thing. It just takes a lot of willpower and discipline to rebuild momentum, so I'd rather just not do that. And then that actually brings me to my second point, which is, why am I even taking this break? Is it because work got really busy? Is it because I'm on vacation? Chances are you don't really have a great reason to take a break. And I've already talked about this, so I'm not gonna call you a bitch for the third time, I think. But the thing is that if you keep making excuses for yourself for taking a break, Maybe it's because, okay, my back's kind of hurting, so I'm going to take it easy. Okay, whatever. But then now your back is better and maybe your feet are just a little sore and you can't go for a walk. I don't know. You're just making these little things like, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. There are a lot of times where things are uncomfortable, but I push through it anyway because that's what makes you stronger. On those days where things are easy and you feel like taking a break, and you do take the break, what about the other days which is pretty much going to be every other day, where things are hard? What are you going to do then? What you do on those easy days will also determine what you do on those hard days, and vice versa. If you only did the good habits when things were perfectly in place, you probably never do the good habits. You gotta do the habits, especially when things don't line up. This video right now, I actually am going on vacation in a couple hours. I have everything packed up and I don't really want to make this video. I was thinking of actually taking a day off, but I don't think that's a good idea. Why would I ruin my momentum for no good reason? I have all the reason to record this video right now. There's literally no reason to not record it, which is why I'm doing it. But yeah, just in a nutshell though, taking breaks at the slightest inconveniences just makes you overall less resilient, and that's not a good thing. You want to be resilient. I truly believe that the best chances to prove your mental fortitude is to do things you don't want to do, especially in times where you really don't feel like doing it. Never once in my life have I ever thought, man, I really regret working hard today. But as you can already guess, there have been many times where I thought, man, I regret not really doing anything today. And again, I don't want to promote hustle culture. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying, if you have a list of things you want to do for yourself and they're well within reach, you have the energy and the time, and you don't do it, I mean, that's just on you, man. In the end, the choice really is yours. Take a break or not, just don't do it unnecessarily. Make sure you have an actual good, valid reason to do so, and I think things will be okay. And again, you're not trying to just take a full-on break, you're just trying to scale back a bit. You're never gonna be done self-improvement, just remember that. Self-improvement is not a race, it's a lifelong marathon. You're gonna be taking a few steps every day at a time. You're not trying to sprint to the end of self-improvement. That doesn't even make sense. You can't do that. You can make progress faster, but there is no end game. So to end this video off, I think I'm just gonna leave it with a quote that I really like, and it's, if you think you can do something or you think you can't, you're right either way. If you think that you absolutely cannot do the thing, especially if you have time and energy, you're right. You can or you can't do the thing. I hope that makes sense. No, anyways, drop a like and a sub.